Hello, I'm John Bachman. The president has been hosting congressional leaders at the White House over the last hour, including new Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. It is the first meeting between congressional leadership and the president since the term started just last week. This morning, Speaker of the House John Boehner promised to vote soon to block the president's executive orders on immigration.
To block the president's overreach, his executive overreach, which I believe is beyond his constitutional duty and, frankly, violates the Constitution itself.
Well, the president has promised to veto any bills that come forth from the House. Also, Breitbart, Texas, now saying that it has documents showing the president's orders would make the vast majority of illegal immigrants immune from arrest. And there may be answers soon in the crash of AirAsia Flight 8501. That second black box, the cockpit voice recorder, is now in the hands of investigators after being hauled up off the bottom of the Java Sea. The flight data recorder was also recovered yesterday. And he admits he should not be alive. Former Miami Dolphins fullback Rob Konrad has been talking about his ordeal at sea last week when a combination of a wave and a fish pulling on his pole ejected him from his boat 9 miles from the Florida shoreline.
I did a flip out of the boat, and at that point in time I realized, after panicking for a minute, realized I was in some real trouble.
Well, Konrad realized he couldn't get back to the boat, so he decided to swim. He decided to swim for hours, 16 hours in fact. The 38-year-old says he was bitten by jellyfish and had a shark circle around him before making it back to Palm Beach. And it's another day of mourning in France and in Israel. In Paris, French President François Hollande led a service for the 3 police officers killed in last week's terror attacks. 2 were killed during the attack on the magazine Charlie Hebdo, and a third a day later. And in Israel, the 4 French Jews that were killed in the kosher market on the eastern edge of Paris have been laid to rest in Jerusalem. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made an appeal to Jews living in France, saying that Israel is their home. And as the search continues for accomplices in the attacks, police in Bulgaria say they've arrested a Frenchman who had contact with one of the Charlie Hebdo attackers. An arrest warrant cites a possible conspiracy in terrorism. He is due to be extradited to France. Police say that there may be still a half-dozen members of a terror cell connected to the attacks on the run. And in the wake of those attacks, an anti-immigrant movement is growing in Germany and elsewhere in Europe. But this is in Germany. About 25,000 marchers turned out to a rally in Dresden. The movement calls itself Patriotic Europeans Against the Islamization of the West. Along with protesting immigrants in Islam, they also held a moment of silence for those killed in the Charlie Hebdo attacks. And for everyone still running Windows 7 on their computers, the free ride ends today, at least when it comes to free support from Microsoft. Now, if you have problems with Windows 7, Microsoft will charge you for help. It's estimated to be running on half of the world's PCs right now. Another update coming up for you in 30 minutes.